Obama and Duncan's reforms are nothing more than a continued corporate-driven frontal assault on working and poor people in this country. We need to break hold of the corporate greed on this country and its destruction to the entire international community, but we cannot do it with the same tools and the same methods that have already caused the problems where we're at.
That's right.
Albert Einstein said, "No problem can be solved by the same consciousness that created it." We need to see the world anew. I'll just add that it's more than just enough to see the world. It's more than just voting. We also have to act, and we also have to fight. That is the only way things have been won so far, and it's the only way we can stop this from ever happening again. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm happy to introduce April Lacombe, who's a fellow teacher of mine. And she has years of experience working with bilingual education, with teaching English language learners, and classroom experience. And she's going to talk a little bit about how the classroom has been affected. Very happy to be here, and I'm so glad you guys are here too. Thank you.
Well, many of you may agree that when Barack Obama was elected, we teachers rejoiced. Finally, we thought, there's hope that the discriminatory policies and unrealistic goals of NCLB would be laid to rest, and an era of true support for education and families would begin. I say support for families because, as teachers, we all know that the single most important influence on a student's success is the support they receive at home. But, with a heavy heart, we teachers watched those hopes disappear into thin air as President Obama proceeded to appoint a Secretary of Education with no formal teaching experience. And to enact an educational policy that puts the interests of corporate testing companies before the interests of students. Last year, students at my school spent 4 to 5 weeks taking standardized tests. That's 4 to 5 weeks when they could have been collaborating on art projects or designing scientific experiments or adapting a favorite book into a theatrical presentation. And that doesn't even include the time that they spent on preparing for those tests. I've been teaching for 20 years, and during that time, I've seen the proverbial pendulum swing too many times to count. When I think about what we teachers have lost in the last 20 years and what we've gained, I'm afraid both the losses and the gains are overwhelming to consider. But let's take a closer look. What have we gained? Well, for one thing, we've gained students. A lot of them. Class sizes are up to 35 in many elementary schools and 45 in many high school classrooms. When I started teaching, I never had more than 26 students in my class, and that was considered too many, because it was. And it still is. We've also gained a huge amount of time dedicated to standardized testing that doesn't inform our instruction and wastes valuable classroom time. We've gained lots and lots of prepackaged test preparation programs from corporate publishing companies that aren't connected to the local curriculum or the passions and interests of our students. And thanks to the punitive practices of the U.S. Department of Education School Improvement Grant Program, we've also gained a new fear of public humiliation as teachers' names and their students' test scores have been published in newspapers. And what have we lost? Well, for one thing, we've lost time to prepare our lessons for all those students. When I started teaching, a kindergarten teacher had 3 hours of prep time. That's right, every day. Now, kindergarten teacher is down to half an hour during the school day, and even this is under threat of being taken away in the school district where I work.
For 2 classes, a half hour for 2 classes.
Exactly. What else have we lost? PE and music. Thanks to an emphasis on test preparation practice, we've lost time during the day to develop critical thinking skills, to focus on art or music, or to allow our students to pursue their own passions and curiosity. But most importantly, we've lost the trust, support, and respect that we deserve from our administrators, our communities, and our governmental officials. So what would I like to lose and gain from Arne Duncan's Race to the Top initiative? How about we lose the idea of a race to see who can get the highest test score? And instead, we gain a collaborative effort between schools and communities to develop the creativity and humanity of each child and to create equity and prosperity for all. How about we lose the emphasis on standardized tests that only benefits the companies that profit from them and gain an emphasis on authentic teacher and student design tests so teachers know how their students are doing and what they need. We need to gain an acknowledgement and understanding of the huge impact that class sizes, poverty, and the education levels of parents have on achievement. Instead of punishing teachers for working with the students in the most impoverished neighborhoods, let's gain stable funding, secure housing, and a child poverty rate that is far below the 22% we have now. We need to lose the emphasis on the teaching of basic skills and replace it with an emphasis on academic programs rich in the arts, in play, and in engaging activities that develop critical thinking skills. We need to lose the overcrowded classrooms that have become the norm and gain small classrooms with highly experienced teachers and a curriculum rich in the arts. Let's lose the punitive practice of firing teachers in low-performing schools or turning schools over to charter school management. And let's gain rigorous teacher education programs that focus on research and practice which prepare teachers for all eventualities, including students with disabilities, students with language difficulties, and students with other kinds of learning issues. We need to lose the idea of evaluating teachers based on their students' test scores, which experts understand to be fraught with problems. And we need to gain a more holistic, responsive, and fair evaluation system in which teachers are judged by multiple measures, not test scores. Finally, we need to lose the pervasive anti-teacher rhetoric and gain a common language that shows support, love, and respect for children and educators.
Secretary of Education.
For real. I love working with her, by the way. It's a pleasure every day. All right, so finally we have one of our fearless leaders, Susan Barrett, is going to come speak as a parent who has children in public school system and her concerns today with what's happening in education.
Yay! Washington!
Woo!
Thank you everyone for being here today. So my name's Susan and I do have 2 children in Portland Public Schools. They're over there. Can you guys wave? Sort of, almost. Thank you. Well, I point them out because as you can see, they are actual human children. This is an important distinction because there are some in there who would have you think that they are widgets. Because some of the plans that they have put together for education are better suited for widgets than they are for actual human children. Yes. Okay. And, okay. So yet Arne Duncan has come to champion this. He is applauding the efforts of Oregon lawmakers and business folks for all their recent efforts in education reform. Yes, they've been busy. I think that's the idea. They do a bunch of stuff, make themselves look busy, and then perhaps you think they are really focusing on improving education. But in the end, not only do we end up with nothing that helps our schools, we end up with plans that harm them and take away resources from our classrooms, from our students, from our future. Now, I have only recently opened my eyes to this attack on public education. I want to shut them, but I can't. As my awareness has grown, I've gone from thinking, this is ridiculous, to now feeling this is just plain insidious.
Yes.
We are $3 billion short of providing a quality education for students in Oregon.
That's right.
$3 billion. Yet our state is planning on